Pick a card. What is going to surprise, shock, and support you? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading.
Hi friends, my name is Grisel with Psychic MD and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. Today we are going to find out how the universe is about to surprise, shock, and support you. So as per usual, we do have 3 piles, which I did pre-select. I shuffled and this is what came out. Pile number 1, we have the Resurrection with the word recklessness. Pile number 2, we have Element, air element, with the state of mind. And pile number 3, we have Clear Quartz with divine connection. So take a really good look at the cards and I will see you at your pile. Hi, pile number 1. My name is Grisel with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. So you chose the Resurrection. And I intuitively want to say resurrection, so you could be somebody who likes to play around with words, accents, or just overall be a little bit jovial and kind of silly, slap happy. Maybe your jokes are a little bit on the corny side, and there's no hate here because obviously I resonate with all of that. Now, the Resurrection card right here is something that is coming from the past. And I feel like the way that the universe, spirit, is going to surprise, shock, and support you is that perhaps people have said in the past that you were really kind of reckless about a situation, a connection, or a relationship. Something that you did appears to be a little bit odd to other people. They didn't really understand your rationale behind it. Maybe even perhaps you didn't understand yourself, the reasoning behind however you chose or what transpired. So let's just get some energy about what exactly happened. So I'd like to know a little bit about this recklessness, this resurrection. And I don't know, I'm getting a little bit of the bondage vibes right here. So that's going to be for somebody, not everybody. So pile number 1, what is the history of this? The background, the High Priestess. So you intuitively knew. Intuitively, you were drawn to a situation or a person. For some of you, it could have been a job, but for most of you guys, I feel like it's a person, okay? And you intuitively knew that maybe this person was a bit of a hemlock, a bit of a poison, but this wound up or is winding up being like a huge catalyst. I feel like you currently have a higher perspective, and I think that you're keeping things to yourself. With the High Priestess, your intuition can be definitely on point. With the number 02, it's kind of interesting right here. I'm looking at a very deep soul connection, and I feel like this person that you are tethered to or were tethered to, I feel like they could have really struggled with like addictions or something like that. And I think that you've moved beyond that currently, but let's see what else. So a little bit about the history of this. Why are these cards here for pile number 1, please? The Ace of Pentacles. So this is a new beginning. It was like a beginning, and just as quickly as it began, it ended, I feel. So with this thing, whatever this thing is, again, for a lot of you guys, a person from the past, I feel like, is about to resurrect or gonna attempt to resurrect maybe perhaps even a relationship from the past. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that. Personally, same, but I think that the things do happen for a reason. And with this resurrecting, I feel like it's a little bit of what I'm hearing in my head is almost like rearing its head. Rearing its head to kind of see and test you a little bit. So in spite of how you're going to maybe emotionally feel, which I feel like probably very conflicted, and I think that you'll have different ideas about what you want to do. I even feel like you have a little bit of like the Pope mentality where I don't want to say kiss the ring, but a little bit of kiss the ring. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, for a lot of people, they believe that, you know, if you kiss the Pope's ring, it's a blessing for you, basically. But of course, it pedestals someone else. So you could have a little bit of that mentality of kiss the ring. With this resurrection card, this person appears definitely in bondage. Okay, and that goes back to like, again, addiction and things like that. You may not be totally 100% aware of what transpired or the truth of the matter. Yeah. And this is something that you were in conflict with, like majorly. Possibly this person was incredibly in conflict with you. Vice versa. I guess that's the same, right? So let's visit a little bit more about how this is going to surprise, shock, and support you. Because I feel like you could have looked back with regret or made some decisions that made you feel like, gosh, I wish I would have chosen differently. And honestly, truth of the matter is that, we choose with the information that we have on hand. And we do the very best with, what we have. But how is this going to surprise, shock, and support us? How's the universe going to surprise, shock, and support with this resurrection? Let's see what's going on here. The Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you have the wherewithal and the ability to kind of look back and see. And it's like, wow, you've kind of gleaned a lot of experience. And look at this little pentacle to the side, kind of echoing this right here. And I feel like, so you've done a lot on your own. This person, she is completely self-sovereign. I heard she has conquered a lot. I feel like whatever you deposit time, energy, and effort to is going to be very much thought about. You're not going to have that reckless energy any longer. And yet I feel like this energy, this person is going to crop back up. And it could be basically the same scenario with a different face. I mean, we tend to learn the same lessons in different people until we actually get the lesson. And then we move on. And it's like, right, new level, new devil, right? So you want to be aware of that. But most of all, I feel like you're going to be very much surprised by your self-confidence, by your ability to maybe even deposit the smallest of pentacles, if that's what you want. If you have a tendency towards recklessness, which I do, or it could be perceived that way, right? I think that, any gambles that you take, you're not going to be like, I'm all in. We're not poker players here. We're not trying to win the Vegas house or whatever they call it. But we're definitely going to proceed with wisdom. And I feel like you have like the higher perspective. You also have the connectivity to other people's motives and ideas, and you've been through the ringer before. So I feel like how you are going to be surprised, shocked, and supported is that I heard final test. This final test will be something that kind of releases you from imprisonment. Maybe perhaps you've been in bondage as well by self-shaming or kind of wishing you hadn't chosen that route, which many of us have regrets about different things. But honestly, bottom line is we all tend to learn different lessons, many different lessons about all different situations. So nothing is wasted, basically. But I think that what the universe is going to surprise, shock, and support you with is your character, your ability to see things from a higher perspective, and your tenacity, your ability to say no, set boundaries, set limits, and also not to jump all in. And this person could be like really attractive. They could have a really nice body, or you could just be incredibly attracted to them regardless of like body shape, size, type, whatever, right? So sometimes we're just, pheromones, pheromones. But I think that your strength is about to be shown to you. I guess that is the point. And the Two of Wands, yeah. So this person is an explorer. Interesting in this deck right here. By the way, I'm testing the audio. So if this audio is better, because I heard a lot of snap, crackle, pops in the other, and I've had audio issues, which I'm not pleased of. Let me know if this is much better. It could have been that other candle as well. But anyways, I digress. So this is Explorer right here. And I feel like maybe you've held the world in your hands. You've done a lot all by yourself. And there's a new way to move. You have to make a decision between the old and the new, which is typically the Two Wands energy anyways. But I feel like you're going to be looking forward towards the future. Hello. And this person is dressed to the nines as far as like in preparation. So I feel like you are prepared. You are going on a safari, but you have all the artillery, right, that is needed in order to succeed. So you're going to have your tent, your special sleeping bags, all the things. You're going to have all the things, and you will not be caught unaware, including those drink bottles that purify water. So you'll be completely prepared, and whatever it is that you decide, I feel like you're going to be very confident in your skill level. So this is not like a beginner explorer. This is somebody who's been kind of through it, and they've seen a couple of, quote, failures in the past that have helped them to prepare for a better future. And that is going to really help you. So how's the universe going to shock, surprise, and support you? The shock is this resurrection. The shock is the Seven of Swords. Maybe somebody who had lied to you, who was deceptive, who went their own way, who maybe stole things from you. These appear to be like really important documents. They could have even, I don't know, maybe done a little bit of stolen identity thing. No, that's not a little thing, but obviously you get the point. With all these documents spilling out, it could have been like marriage contracts and whatnot. Yeah. Anyways, and it's a safe. That's interesting because the safe has been raided and taken over. So this person could have just like really raided your safety space, like your safe being yourself, and kind of raided and cut down everything that you thought you knew about yourself. But you also have been resurrected, and you are a completely different person. And through this like catastrophe, you are going to be shocked and surprised how you are actually very much supported, because this is preparing you for bigger and better things. Also for you to be able to spot things quickly, for you to, cut out the nonsense immediately. If you see some fuckery, it's going to be gone. You're not playing anymore. So with this, it's almost like this person and this horse is like riding from the cloud. We're cutting everything off that hinders if you display any of that. I also feel like you're going to be shocked at the level of balance that you display, that you have the ability to take the past and the current present, love the redundancy. But anyways, you have the ability to really create balance. Your positive and negative polarities, also your masculine and feminine qualities are very well balanced. So I think that you are very grounded. You have traveled far and wide, and I feel like you're on the last home stretch before you actually look in the mirror and see, wow, I have a lot of skill sets and I don't have to be fearful anymore. Maybe you have been reclusive because you were burned or somebody stole from you and things like that. You have a hard time with trust. And I think that you're going to be shocked that in the end, it was about trusting yourself, not other people. And in the end, you have a deep trust in yourself because you have the ability to listen to that little voice within you, because you are the high priestess. Yeah. And you will make decisions accordingly. And so that self-trust is a major thing. That is going to be a shock at how all of this plays out. And also, I think that, look at her. She is so self-empowered. A lot of the twos are coming out here. So this is about self-empowerment, how you stand, the ability for you to juggle, to be able to weigh things, to be able to look at things objectively, and to be able to like pull yourself by your own bootstraps, right? So you are incredibly equipped to deal with any nonsense, anybody that comes swinging at you. They have another thing coming. So your strength is going to be highlighted, featured, and supported during this time. And I think that you are going to be left with a major feeling of peace. Yeah, because we have the Seven of Wands right here. So anybody that comes towards you wanting to expel, extend that energy to you, like, oh, I got it, and I'm going to do this, that, and the other, and you got to deal with it, or I'm under super stealth mode, they have another thing coming, because you're going to see right through it. And I think that you need that proof for yourself in order to, gain the clarity, have the clarity that you desperately need in order to move on, maybe in order to accept another love offer. There is actually a little butterfly here. So you're going to have that confidence that you can cut through everything. And you can lean into your softer side, the more feminine side, knowing that you have the masculine, feminine, completely balanced. And if you need to, you will cut a beat off. And so you can just kind of allow yourself to sink into that intuition and know that regardless, you have the wherewithal to deal with everything. Now, I personally don't like messages of, oh yeah, you're strong enough, you can do this. But here we are. I'm delivering another one because this could be something that maybe it creates like an obsession with you. It's like, why do I always have to be the strong one? Well, your strength is being highlighted in an issue over and over again so that you can actually relax and lean into it, breathe into it, and know that you have all the tools necessary to be able to deal with people that over focus on you, that try to steal your energy, that obsess, that try to steal monetarily from you, or, whether it's on the physical, mental, emotional plane. You have the ability to identify something that isn't right and to deal with it accordingly. And this is going to create a massive amount of freedom in your life. Yeah, a major ending of self-doubt, a major ending of you being kind of tugged here and there by the whim of other people, and even manipulated by your own self-doubt. Okay, so that is gonna really surprise you. If you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD. If you missed the intro, and guess what? It's still the same name if you did not. Haha. Okay, so we have the air element. Pile number 2, the state of mind, is something that is going to surprise, shock, and be of a support to you during this time. These are timeless readings. And remember, this is general, so take what appears to fit and leave the rest for somebody else. So during the state of mind, I feel like pile 2 and 3 are connected. So only if you are feeling that, if you felt drawn or torn between which one to choose, this is your confirmation. Now, with the air element being highlighted right here, I feel like you're getting a lot of clarity right here, state of mind, on what is abundance, what is real abundance, what's going to make you feel like you are a complete, what's going to make you feel like you have plenty of abundance to give and share with other people. And I feel like the state of mind is going to change completely. Whereas you could have been looking at a bank account, for example, like, oh, this is abundance. And, traditionally we're told it's like your bank account is exactly what your abundance is, but you are not your bank account. That's a number. And don't get me wrong, I wish my bank account was larger. That's not a slam at all. But I do feel like we tend to underestimate and underrate ourselves and kind of reduce things just to numbers. It's like, okay, well, you're just a number. So meaning if you earn 0, or if you have 0 in your bank account, you are nothing, which that can't be further from the truth. So I feel like some of you guys are coming from a period of lack or a long history, and you are cycle breakers from your family. You could be like generational curse breakers in your family. And maybe you've seen this emulated time after time where family members continue working hard, laboring, and then lose things, or like lose their house, lose their car, whatever. And it all appears like for nothing. And I know I personally felt like, well, why am I doing this? There's nothing here for me. So you could be kind of encountering those different issues at this time in your life, or you're seeing a pattern. And part of the surprise, shock, and the support that you're receiving from spirit during this time is that you're going to be able to have the ability and the awareness to see that your abundance is so much greater than you gave yourself credit. And I feel like when you open yourself up to, wow, I'm the abundance, like I'm the one that provides a safe haven for people. I provide a listening ear. I provide the shoulder to cry on, to lean on, etc., etc. I provide with my own 2 hands a method to create a living for us, to support myself and things like that. And so it isn't necessarily your job or the skills, but it is a combination of who you are. And I'm feeling a lot of like embracing I am. Okay, so maybe this is a time where you're learning how to embrace exactly who you are, and simply that, not looking at a title like, oh, I'm a doctor and I'm, this is where I get my self-esteem, or I'm the wife of so-and-so and that's how I get my self-esteem, or this group or this branch of society supports me and I have a title with them, or I have a banner with them. It's not going to be all labels and letters behind your name and certificates and things like that are tangible. I feel like you're leaning more on spirit, on your connectivity to what is natural and what is actually real and tangible. You're doing away with illusions, and that's going to be really a surprise to you. But also I feel like it's going to surprise, shock, and support you in such a way that other people can't miss it, okay? A general attitude overall, I feel like you're relaxing in. You could even be doing breath work right now. Let's look a little bit about the things that you are breaking or moving away from. For pile number 2, please. Pile number 2. tell me a little bit more about why these cards are here. Hello. Hello again. Yeah, you're wanting clarity. With the Queen of Swords, this landed obviously sideways. I think you saw that on camera. Wasn't paying attention to what's on camera too much. But here we go. So I feel like at times you have like clarity and you don't. You have clarity and you don't. So a little bit of wanting to make sure that your mind is not your worst enemy and that you don't kind of oscillate between you're totally sure about something and then doubting something. There's times and room for error. There's also times where we're not going to have all the information, but we can do the best that we can with the information that we want. We are missing the tip of her sword right here, which tells me that she doesn't necessarily have all the communication needed or all that is warranted in order to feel 100% behind herself or 100% about her decisions, right? Could be his or hers, it doesn't make a difference. But this is state of mind that's saying, you know what, good enough, good enough. Sometimes we're not going to know everything. And sometimes good enough is exactly that, good enough. And I think that you are starting to realize that you are good enough. And I think that's going to surprise, shock, and lend a massive support to you because I feel like you've been like really depleted. Some of you guys need to start taking vitamins. I feel like an energy depletion, but that's returning to you the more that you connect with Mother Earth, with Gaia, with your own spirit, with your connectivity, with opening up your crown chakra as well, by the way. So what else do we have? How are you about to be surprised, shocked, and supported? Why are these cards here, please? I'd like to know a little bit more. Look, thinking, and then the Tower. So I think that you're going to be able to cut out anything that hinders, things that kind of been weighing a lot on your mind, maybe possibilities that you thought, well, this is going to make me a better member of society. This will create more stability for me. This will create more wealth. Maybe you're oscillating between going to school, not going to school, or going back to school, etc., etc. And I think you're cutting and doing away with things that just don't serve. I feel like even here, let's say you have your bachelor's degree, but you're needing a master in order to climb that next level, to do this other thing, that next step. And I feel like there's a lot of bureaucracy that you need to deal with, a lot of red tape, a lot of we don't accept this for that, and yet they want to come to you so that you can train other people in that department that are supposed to be, you know, they have the paper behind them, and yet you have the knowledge, the skill, and the know-how. And I think that you're gonna put an end to that. And it's like, well, if you want my skill level and I'm training somebody who, you know, has your paper qualifications and they look really pretty on paper, but they don't have the skill level, then that's just not going to work for me. So I think that you're not lending and overextending yourself any longer. I do think that that might kind of deconstruct things, the status quo as they have been. I think that you're no longer standing. I feel like this is it has a lot to do with work, with your self-esteem, with your livelihood and things like that. And how you're being supported is that you're setting limits and boundaries in order to protect your time, your energy. You are gaining finally clarity, and you do have enough information to make those decisions, by the way. And I think that you know, anybody asking you for more than they are entitled to, warranted, or that you signed up for is going to be a little bit pained and shocked. And it's going to reveal actually like what you actually do bring to the table. And I'm not at all saying don't be looking at things like that to be passive aggressive. I think it's a natural consequence of, you know, maybe they need to reassess their rules. Because if you have the know-how and everything behind it and they're requiring a paper simply for the paper, then maybe that needs to be revisited. But this has a lot, my middle finger pops out here, but this has a lot to do with, I feel like, the tried and true things that have been here established for a long time, like government, the hierarchies and how to kind of climb the corporate ladder and things like that. So you are going to be surprised and shocked and divinely supported when other people come and say, no, actually, he or she is right. You know, they have the wherewithal. Maybe we can make an exception. But I think that that's the beginning of the collapse of the mindset of people around you thinking, well, this is how it's always been done. Why do we need, you know, this degree? And then somebody at lower level has all the skill, the know-how, but lacks the paper. Can we, you know, pull them higher and like promote them and really utilize their skills at that point, and everybody benefits? But it doesn't make a lot of sense the way things have been run currently. So I think you're going to be surprised that you setting limits and boundaries promotes you. Eight of Pentacles, it has everything to do with work. What's up? Can I paint you like one of your French? Yep, look. It's a little bit of Rose and the Titanic vibe right here. So this has everything to do with work. Push your elbow grease in and know you are worth everything. That, yeah, I think that, look at you. This is one of my all-time favorite cards in this deck. Check this out. So the Chariot, I feel like this is going to, look, she has her dogs in here. This is, I've got my dogs. My Chariot is awaiting. I am a race car. I'm like, I wait for nobody. One time a coworker told me, she's like, time and blank, insert your name, wait for nobody. So my kids would be like, time and Griselle, wait for nobody. It's like we're not going to sit around until people decide we're good enough. We know intuitively, and we have that balance. So we are good enough, and we're going to move on to whatever pavement is open, whatever road is open. If you continue meeting roadblocks, I feel like there's a possibility that you'll explore your other options, right? And I also think this right up here looks like that painting thing where the painters put all their colors, and I can't think of the words because I'm trying to rush right now. But anyways, pop that in the comments if you feel like it. If not, that's great. So you put all of your paints right here. And I feel like you're painting your own destiny, your own pavement, but I feel like you are armed for it. And your trajectory looks really, really good because you have your loyalty. And your loyalty right now is to yourself because you know, and you have that self-confidence and self-worth. And I think that that's going to be shocking. It's going to surprise other people around you that I heard the audacity. And you could have a tie to pile number 1 as well. This popped up, but I feel like people can rivet on you because you have the audacity to stand up for yourself, to draw limits and say, yeah, you know, times are hard right now. We all need a paycheck. And, you know, traditionally I have always extended myself in order to, you know, support the company or whatever, but I haven't seen anyone lower their hands to kind of like support me. And therefore I feel like, you know, I've made a new analysis, and with the information that I currently have, which you do, by the way, I'm going to say that, you know, I'm putting boundaries here. And if that's not respected, I'm going to continue looking elsewhere until, you know, I hit an open road and something better comes along. So I think that that's part of your abundance and how you're being surprised and shocked and supported by the universe is that when you put up a boundary, I feel like you'll get more, like not even asking. You're like, yep, that's not in my pay grade, or that's not my job description. Sorry, I'd love to help you, but I'm no longer extending myself beyond my role that I was hired for, or my role that I'm being paid for, or whatever the case may be. And so obviously I'm not promoting, you know, a spirit of, non-cooperation or whatever you want to call it, but I feel like you have to support yourself, and spirit will turn around and turn and extend a big old hand in supporting you. And it is a state of mind. So utilizing your brain more than your brawn, more than your muscle, more than, hey, let me just do this for you. Look, here's another nod to pile number 1. I really do feel like, ooh, you could connect to all 3 piles. I don't know what's going on here. You let me know, but you have a lot of strength, and you could also be somebody's strength training, working out, looking good. I feel like you are gonna be supported by spirit because you're gonna feel like you have the world literally in your hand. Okay, look at all the emotion. I think that that is behind you, the way that you go up and down with your self-worth, with your self-esteem and things like that. You're not going to be able to put that, you're not putting that in people's hands any longer. And even look, actually, the more I think about it here, it's like you're not going to allow workers or job titles and things like that to paint you into something that you don't want. It's like she's totally naked and vulnerable, but she's kind of pulling away, like, do you paint me like one of your anyways, you get the point. But this is almost like a corporation or a boss that doesn't really value you and is just purely taking advantage. It's like, yep, you work for me, now you can take off your clothes and I'm going to paint you. You get the point, okay? So self-esteem is increasing, you're being supported, but not only supported, I feel like you're going to have a natural self-esteem, like no matter what I do and how I look, when I put those boundaries down, I'm divinely upheld. That is opening up a new way for you. And I think that with a speed racer, it's going to happen quickly and it's going to be super exciting and you are going to feel incredibly abundant. And with the Empress card right here being referred to earlier, I feel like this can even involve opening up your own business or being like a freelancer where you really help other people troubleshoot, hello. But all the things. So all the things, much, much love to you. If you like this, give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you at your next reading. Namaste. Hi, Bell 3. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. Surprised, shocked, and supported. Now, the interesting part about this is I did the other two readings this morning, and I worked, came home. I'm here to do yours. Now, I started getting all set up for it, and check this beauty out. So I've had my first hazard where I actually burned my card. And I find that quite interesting because, well, you're pile number 3 and it's clear quartz. Now, the interesting part about burning my card right away, I thought, wow, these people are on fire. Not physically, but figuratively anyways. And I'm going to say with that your clarity, okay, your ability to get and cut to the quick, gain understanding is next to none. I feel like if you're clairvoyant, claircognizant, or any of the clairs, if you are remotely intuitive, psychic, empathic, all of those icks, they are being strengthened, and you're definitely on fire right now. So we're going to start right there, but that is how you're going to be surprised, shocked, and supported, is that your level of clarity, you could see things, I feel like, to the bone. I feel like your accuracy is next to none, and it's going to be shocking not only to yourself, but to other people as well. And because of this, I feel like you're going to start trusting more and more in your own abilities, and your ability to make decisions, and your ability to make an assessment as well. And that in itself is a great support to you from the universe, from spirit, of course. So let's find out a little bit more about how are you going to be shocked, surprised, and supported all at once by spirit. So for pile number 3, how are you surprised, shocked, and supported? Or how are you going to be? Okay. We had some jumps here. We had the Empress and the 4 of Cups. Now, the Empress reverse right here, this is like a lack of abundance. This is the reverse, obviously, of what the Empress upright is. But I feel like because of the 4 of Cups in the upright, this is about a loss of an opportunity. This is, I mean, seriously, there are 3 cups right here, and somebody's putting their hand through the window. Hopefully it's not really happening in real life. Y'all don't have like a stalker trying to offer you drinks, like a walk-through, like a drive-through or something like that through your window. But she is disinterested. And so I feel like how you're being supported is whatever it is that you turned your nose upon or you decided against. I feel like that was a loss of opportunity, and it was a loss of empowerment, a loss of abundance for you, and that is cycling around again. So it might not look at the same way. It might not look as if it's the same opportunity as it was offered, as was offered before. Make no mistake, you're getting a great opportunity coming back. And I think the fact that I'll leave these guys up right. The fact that once upon a time you kind of skipped on it or decided against it, you're going to be a little bit more quick to listen to your intuition and jump on it. So it will not be lost. It will not be a lost opportunity. For whatever reason, I cannot speak. Maybe it'll leave you speechless. But then again, maybe I'm projecting, right? Pile number 3. Let's see what's going on. How are you being surprised, shocked, and supported, please? What about these opportunities in the clear quartz? What is going on here? For pile 3, surprised, shocked, and supported. The 5 of Cups. It was something that caused you great pain, great sadness. And I feel like it's coming right back around. I just saw the number 4, like 4 minutes on my camera right now. And this could have been something that you had to walk away from, or it walked away from you, whatever it is. And with the 2 of Cups standing, I feel like it was a really, really deep connection, a situationship, relationship, a friendship, whatever ship. Maybe perhaps you guys went bowling. I'm getting bowling shoes here. Doesn't have to be, just an idea for you. If it fits, and that would be confirmation. And again, these are general readings. Whatever does not fit, leave it by the wayward, leave it for somebody else, and keep it moving. No big deal. Now, I'm going to say another thing that it was a lost opportunity. This is giving me sacral chakra vibes, and that would be your second chakra. First you have the root, and then you have your sacral, whatever you want to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I feel like you're finally gaining clarity, okay? It was a lost opportunity, but perhaps it wasn't something that you declined. Perhaps somebody else declined it. And so I'm getting that this could be like another lover or a lover that turned you away, or something about a past love that wasn't meant to be, or wrong timing, wrong place, wrong time type kind of a thing. And this can be coming right around again for you. Now, I feel like you have a lot of clarity regarding this. And also, I feel like you guys see a lot of shadows, and not just shadows, but I feel like you see a lot of things, all the things you see. So when the lights go out, when it's nighttime, your vision could be like super, super sharp, super clear, and all the things that we're not able to see because of our limited visual spectrum, like the spectrum of light that humans can see, I feel like you're able to see intuitively. But that's a side note. Moving on, I do feel like you're going to be getting this offer. And it was something that did cause you a lot of pain because it went away, or you felt like you had kind of high hopes on it and it just did not pan out for you. So regardless whether you declined the offer, somebody else skipped on the offer, it was a missed opportunity. And now I feel like you're having a second chance at this. I heard second chance at love, but I feel like second chance at abundance. And this could also include not only a partnership, but like a pregnancy. And if this is not a pregnancy, male, female, doesn't make a difference. I know we're not going there. But what I'm saying is, if this is about a pregnancy, then I'm gonna say it's like an expectation. It's like birthing of not just a child. It could be a child. It could be a business. It could be a new opportunity, right? It could be a new hobby or something like that. So whatever it is, they have an opportunity to birth. You know, it's starting out small. It's in a gestation period, and you're going to be on the money with it. Whatever it is that you see into the situation is going to be accurate. Now, I feel like fear is going to hold you back a little bit. And I know this is about surprised, shocked, and supported. You're going to be shocked that this opportunity comes back around with the Two of Cups again. That friendship could be like, hey, remember me? And you're like, what the hell? Like, I mean, what do you mean, remember me? Remember when you hung me out to dry? How about that? Let's remember that. But I think that this could even be with the face of like a different person. Okay, same opportunity, different person, different characteristics. And certainly I feel like you have a different way of weighing things out. Your intuition is just extremely heightened. So whatever it is that you feel, see, and think is really going to be on point. And it's going to be important at this point in time to not second guess yourself. I feel like once upon a time you went against your grit and against your gut knowledge, your intuition, and that clarity, you didn't adhere to it. And therefore I feel like you did suffer a loss. I'm not blaming you. Or shaming. But I'm just sharing with you that sometimes we make, we just make the best decisions with the information we have. Sometimes we don't have all the information, or sometimes simply fear holds us back. Whatever the case may be, it was a lost opportunity. So that's going to be quite the shock for you. So for pile number 3, what is going to surprise, shock, and support you? Why are these cards here, please? I'd like to know more about these cards. What is coming? Good news coming for pile 3 that's going to surprise, shock, and support them, please. 2 of Pentacles. Oh, the Page. Okay. So the Page, this is a small offer. It's going to appear a small offer. With the 2 of Pentacles, this could have been in my mind because I said it, even though it's not the 2. It's the Page. Clearly, Griselle. We don't see the other Pentacle in her hand. Moving on. But I feel like this situation that's kind of showing its face once again from the past, that involved a 2 of Pentacles scenario. This could have been somebody who juggled you juggled somebody else, or both of you guys were kind of not totally honest with one another. Or this could have been about 2 equally competing opportunities that once upon a time you were able to juggle, okay? And it just didn't manifest, and the opportunity that didn't like pan out the way you thought, for whatever reason. So now you have a new chance, a new lease on life, I'm hearing. Now with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like you have that wisdom, again, the wherewithal to be able to go ahead and make a choice. And this time I feel like you're going to offer a little bit. And the words that I heard, actually, you're going to offer the nitty gritty. And that's really interesting to even phrase it that way. Nobody would ever say, I'm going to offer you the nitty gritty. It's more like, I'm going to offer you a little bit, and we're going to find out if this is even worth it. Now, I'm looking at all the land that has been, the field that has been plowed, and the negative space, Pentacle that's right here, and yet she's gazing at the one in her hand. And it's like, we're not in love with opportunity anymore. We're not in love with the dream and the, oh, let me kind of pitch this to you. It's more like, show me where the money is. Show me the money kind of thing. And I love her poise. I feel like you have poise, you have grace, you have class, you have sass, all the above, all the things. And the cool part is, even she's just super stylish right here. I love it. I think that you're going to gracefully extend a pentacle and say, well, let's see. I mean, if you can make something with that pentacle, if you're willing to, go in with me and we each have a pentacle and see its equitable energy, then we'll consider it, whatever this is. But otherwise, I feel like you're not going to waste your time. You're going to trust that you will get another opportunity. And I feel like your intuition will be on point. Okay. This has been like a massive test. And I feel like it did serve to kind of devastate and separate you from things that are really, really painful to go through. But in hindsight, I feel like you're going to see where your strength is coming from and how this is going to shine forward and allow for you to really attain and become the best version of you. Okay. I hope that that's making sense. Pile number 3. Show me why these cards are here, please. So specifically, what is the Page of Pentacles here? Show me what is going to surprise, shock, and support. Pile number 3. What'd I tell you? You seen it? You seen it here, folks? Okay, just kidding. Anyways, yeah, this is that person who, there was a lot of emotion way back once upon a time. Maybe you felt like you were stepping in sand. Look at her shoes. She ain't even got real shoes on. What in the world is this? Are those like little birdies that you kind of ping and pong? Or are they missiles? I don't know what's going on with her shoes. But I'm just going to say that this kind of kept you, I feel like you were controlled, or you felt controlled, you were being juggled. Bottom line, okay? This is third party energy. I feel like if it's not third party, it was interference by another person, which still brings you back to third party, whether this business or pleasure, okay? So any of the things right here, I just feel like even with our hands, and the pentacles are translucent and our hands are red. So I feel like whoever it was that juggled you from the house, from the past, is going to make a comeback or try to make a comeback. And, with their red hands right here, I feel like they're caught red-handed. And this is old news, things that you already know that they have juggled you. And I feel like that puts you in a position of power. And we're not, kind of touting like, well, I'm more powerful in a relationship, or, I can throw my weight around and get what I want. That is not the point. The point is that you can trust the level of clarity that you've been given and the wisdom. And I feel like you're incredibly grounded and practical now. I feel like anybody who is trying to take you for a ride cannot ride that ride because they're not mature enough if they're going to be playing the game. And I don't think you have time for that. I think that you have your sights set on something that is true and solid and balanced and fair and equitable. And if those things aren't met, I think that those conditions will be tossed aside and you will not even play. Yep. With the King of Swords, I definitely see here that you are prepared. I heard to go full Monty. What does that mean? That's not what I meant, but that's what I heard in my brain. So some of y'all are ready to go full Monty, whatever, okay? That's your thing, that's your thing, that's great. But I see with the sword, it always makes me think of like communication, the ability to cut through bone and sinew and nerves and all of it in order to get to nitty gritty, in order to see clearly what it is that is good and what is not good, the same way that a cancer would be cut out of a body in theory, right? So I'm going to say that this right here, if you denote anything that is, I heard plagiarism, so that could be something for some of you guys. But if you notice that this is with ill intent, or this is somebody who is repeating a pattern, or this is somebody who is not being authentic, I feel like you have the ability just to cut through the chase, and be able to reveal what is really beneath all of the nonsense and make your decision accordingly. Now, you have actually won a pin of a butterfly. Let us zoom in here, please. Yes. And that pin of the butterfly tells me that you have earned the right, because you have actually undergone some major transformation. And wow, you could have like potentially some serious x-ray vision going on. And when I say that, I say things about like motive and desire and drive. Now, one thing that I want to share with you, I compare it to kind of when I started, like, not really started because I've been experimenting with like psychic stuff and all the things for a long, long time. But once upon a time, I was really focused on what people's hunger was. I called it like a person's hunger. And I would be able to kind of close my eyes and visually see what their hunger was. If it was like flesh, it was money, if it was a title, prestige, if it was attention, I could actually see what a person was hungry for. And the manner of that just was really different. And it presented itself in like whatever the person is ravenous for. So if they really desired attention from like a spouse or a parent and things like that, I would be able to see that clearly. And I'm going to say that that was on point 100%. So with these coins being like semi-translucent and the hands being red, like being caught red-handed, right? I feel like, you know, have no fear. You're not even going to worry about anything. I feel like you have one more kind of like test, and it's more of a test to yourself. It's not even a test. Other people see that you can cut through the chase and you are super clear. And you're super astute and you could see right through people, almost like an x-ray. And I feel like it's incredibly intimidating. But I feel like for you, you might still doubt a little bit. It might be bruises and bonks on the head from like way back when, right? When we're still trying to learn and catch our balance. So I feel like you're going to be utilizing your voice more in a, again, just, communication is going to come swift, and you are just going to separate things that just are not good for you, not healthy for you, and you're going to exude your power. You're going to be looking pretty, looking tight, looking strong, looking mighty fine, and that is what I have for you, pile number 3. Big hug, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.